The air at Blackwell was always thick with possibility, ideas, art, friendships, and sometimes secrets. But nothing could have prepared us for the silence that fell over campus after Safi's death. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a mystery that's shaken Blackwell to its core. We're talking about Safi's death. It's something that's cast a long shadow over all of us, and for me, it's become a personal quest. When the news broke, it was like a punch to the gut. Safi, gone. The initial reports were confusing. The police were involved, of course. They're investigating. But here's the unsettling part. While they're looking into it, they haven't definitively ruled out suicide. And that, for me, just doesn't sit right. Not with Safi. That's why I've been trying to piece together Safi's last days, her last moments. What was she thinking? What was she going through? It's a puzzle, and every conversation, every glance, every overheard whisper feels like a potential piece of the truth. My investigation started with the immediate aftermath. The shock was palpable. Everyone was talking, speculating. You could feel the unease spreading like a ripple. I spoke to so many people, trying to get a sense of Safi's state of mind. Yasmin was one of the first people I talked to. She was understandably shaken. She helped me understand a little bit about Safi's recent behavior, the pressure she might have been under. But even she seemed to be holding something back, or perhaps just genuinely didn't know the full picture. It's like everyone has a piece of the story, but no one has the whole thing. Then there's Reggie. He's not exactly the most forthcoming person, but his perspective is important. He's seen things, heard things. He's got this almost cynical view of the world, but sometimes that cynicism can cut through the noise and get to a raw truth. He mentioned certain interactions Safi was having, things that seemed out of character. Then, on the other hand, seemed genuinely distressed. His Murray felt very real. He spoke about Safi's plans, her aspirations. Hearing about what she was going to do makes her absence feel even more profound. It fuels the feeling that something is wrong, that this wasn't the end she deserved. The police are doing their job, of course. Chief Bank is involved, and they're looking at all angles. But when you hear suicide bandied about, and you knew Safi, it sparks a different kind of investigation, a personal one. I started digging into her last few days. What was she doing? Who was she with? I revisited places she'd been, trying to feel the atmosphere, to pick up on any lingering echoes. It's in these quiet moments, away from the frantic speculation, that I feel I'm getting closer. The details are subtle, easily missed. I found something, a small detail, perhaps insignificant to others, but it felt like a flicker of light in the darkness. It pointed towards a different narrative, a narrative where Safi wasn't just a victim of her own despair, but a victim of something or someone else. Amanda. She's been difficult to read. Her reactions to Safi's death were complex. Was it grief, or was it something else? There were moments where her words seemed to dance around the truth, like she knew more than she was
letting on. It's in these interactions, these subtle shifts in demeanor, that the real mystery starts to unfold. Loretta, on the other hand, offered a different lens. She spoke about Safi's passions, her drive. She painted a picture of someone full of life, someone with big plans. And that contrast between the Safi she described and the Safi the police might be seeing is what's driving this whole investigation for me. I've been trying to reconstruct Safi's timeline. The last few days are crucial. Who did she meet? What did she say? I've spoken to Moses, who offered some fragmented insights, but it's like trying to fit together a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces. He mentioned certain anxieties Safi was experiencing, anxieties that seemed to stem from something specific. And then there's Gwen. Gwen's perspective is vital. She's been through a lot, and her observations about Safi's interactions with certain individuals, they've been eye-opening. It's like a hidden layer of social dynamics at Blackwell that I wasn't privy to. Lucas. He's quiet, observant. He's seen things from the periphery. His insights, though often brief, have been surprisingly illuminating. He spoke about Safi's determination, her refusal to be deterred. This makes the suicide theory even harder to accept. It's been a journey, and honestly, it's far from over. The weight of Safi's death is something that's affected the entire campus. And while the police are doing their investigation, I can't shake the feeling that there are hidden truths, details that have been overlooked, or perhaps deliberately concealed. Was Safi trying to tell us something? Was she reaching out for help? Or was she trying to expose something? Every conversation, every piece of evidence seems to point towards a more complex reality than what's being presented. I've been meticulously piecing together Safi's last days, trying to understand her motivations. And the more I uncover, the more I realize that the official narrative might just be the tip of a very dark iceberg. The police are investigating, but they haven't ruled out suicide. And that's where my investigation truly began. I've been speaking with Yasmin, trying to understand Safi's emotional state. Reggie's cynical pronouncements have offered a gritty perspective on the campus dynamics. Vin's genuine concern highlights the void Safi left behind. And Amanda's guarded responses, they've only deepened the mystery. I've been trying to connect the dots. Did Safi's interactions with certain individuals, as hinted by Gwen and Lucas, lead to her demise? Was there a pressure, a threat, that pushed her to her limit? Moses's fragmented accounts suggest Safi was experiencing significant anxieties, but the root cause remains elusive. It's the small things that are starting to add up. A misplaced item, a cryptic message, a look exchanged between two people. These are the breadcrumbs that are leading me down a path that feels increasingly dangerous. Safi's death has undeniably impacted the entire campus, and I believe the truth is still out there, waiting to be uncovered. This is just the beginning of unraveling this mystery. The shadows of Safi's death are long, but I'm determined to bring the truth to light. What do you think? What details have you noticed? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into Safi's story compelling, please give this video a like and subscribe for more investigations into the secrets of Life is Strange double exposure. We'll be diving into more clues and theories in our next video. Until then, keep your eyes open and never stop questioning.